Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. In this video, I deposited $100 into my Average Joe M1 taxable stock brokerage account. So we're going to see which 5 stocks I picked. What I did was I put $20 into each of them, and we're going to see what that did to my portfolio income going forward. We're also going to go over some historicals as well. So what we're looking at right now, this is my M1 taxable stock brokerage account, my Average Joe dividends portfolio. And right now we're close to that $280,000 mark. And I just can't believe what the progress this portfolio has made just in 1 year. We're at $212,000 and we closed out again close to $280,000 in just 1 year, up looks like 31.77%. Money weighted return is 27.48%. We can see the total dividends earned over the 12-month period at 11,428.11, so not too shabby. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump into the activity log. And again, just kind of reiterate, what I do is I do 2 deposits per week at $100, and this is the second half of the week, so I do 5 picks. You can see the 5 buys there, and we'll get into that in just a second. In the first part of the week, on Mondays, what I do is with the $100 deposit, I just kind of let it ride, and what I do is I do auto invest, and where that money goes is dependent upon the targets I have set, and then the actuals. You can see like the ETFs, that is underweighted by 0.1%, but the dividend portfolio, that is underweighted by 0.2%, and then the 12 more dividend slice, that is overweighted. So any money I put in is going to go here until it catches up, and then it'll go into the ETFs and then 12 more dividends. So if I deposited probably $1,000 or more, it'd probably put a little bit into each of these slices. And I'll leave a link below so you can see what is in each of these 3 slices. Right now there are 52 different stocks in the slices, but the majority is in SCHD. We'll get into that more in a bit. So back to the activity log, we'll see what those 5 buys are. And of course, what I'm doing is not investment advice. I'm just chronicling what I'm doing to build up this portfolio and show you how this dividend income is being generated week after week. And we can see the first pick I had was Union Pacific for $20. And I'll click on it and see, you can see what the fractional shares were. So it was 0.0814 of a share, but even this 0.0814, it's going to make a little bit of a difference. So the next time I receive my dividend from Union Pacific, as well as the others, is going to go up. So next up, Pepsi, $20 bought me 0.12358 of a share. And the next up was Waste Management. $20 bought me 0.08704 of a share, kind of similar to what Union Pacific did. And then McDonald's, $20, and that bought me 0.06785 of a share. And then the last one was Hershey's, and I had 33 cents sitting in the account, so I took that 33 cents with the $20, so $20, 33 cents, bought me 0.1163, and Hershey's has been struggling lately. It was close to the $200 mark, and they didn't have the best news as far as their profits going forward. So that kind of made this stock tumble, but I've been buying it up. I've been buying Hershey's. Seems like every week I've been buying a little bit more of it as I think it's on sale. But of course, what I'm doing is not investment advice. And we're going to bounce over to my Google Docs spreadsheet. And what we're going to do is we're going to import some data into it. But I'm just going to walk you through the sheet really quickly. We can see it's sort of by company ticker symbol. The current share price is using a Google Finance function. To pull that, here is the average share price that I've purchased at. And here are the shares that I currently own. And then here's the current value. Here is the cost basis. And here's my gain or loss, including dividends. And then you can see that gain or loss expressed in a percentage. Anything 25% or above will be in green. And then here's the quarterly dividend. I have a couple monthly pairs, which are O and BST, and those are in the blue. Those pay me every single month. Here's the current yield, and here's the current yield on my cost. If we go down to like Hershey's, though, we can see that the current yield is higher than the current yield on my cost because I have paid more for those shares than what they're currently worth right now to buy. You can see here's my average cost of Hershey's, and then here is the current share price. And Hershey's right now is the only one where I'm in the red. All the rest are in the green. And then here is the pay date. Everything is sorted on the pay date. We can see here are the current payers I've had so far in November. We're in the medium greens. And so I've received 165.67. But look, tomorrow I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and get these dividends from Starbucks and BST. Look at this dividend I'm expecting from BST tomorrow morning. And what I'll be doing is I'll be reinvesting these dividends on Monday morning and buying more Starbucks and BST. So you can see the dividend that paid is right here, but then the next dividend is higher for most of these because I reinvested those dividends back into that stock. So you can see for Verizon, we're well over the $60 mark there. And some of these are just up a little bit more, like PNC is 6 cents more. But that is totally based on the dividend and then the yield that I'm buying into. And one of the, or two of these actually, like Apple and Costco, you can see even with those dividend drips, I'm going to get the same dividend 3 months from now. So there just wasn't enough to buy to make it go up a penny because of, you can see Apple is at 0.42% yield and then Costco 0.48, so it didn't really move the needle. But we're going to see the needle move on these others like Union Pacific with the $20 going to be buying more fractional shares, and we're going to import the data from M1 in just a moment. So we're going to see these change. That's why I put the 579 dividend, and then you can see for Hershey's 1049, McDonald's 1381, 745 for Waste Management, and then 1649 for Pepsi. Those are all going to go up, as well as the quarterly dividend, which is currently at 3,512. Let me take these values over here. I'm going to copy these because we're going to see the monthly, quarterly, and annual go up for all of these over here. The new one's going to go up as we import some data into this sheet. We're going to import it into the M1 data tab here below. We can see, though, here's the total value of the portfolio. Here's the cost basis, and here is my gain or loss. Again, that's including the dividends. I have this array here because I have two monthly pairs in BST and O. I have to add those in twice into the quarterly dividend because if I just count up this column here alone, it's only going to count O and BST once, so I need to add them in 2 more times. And that's that math of H60 times 2, which is taking this times 2 to count them 3 times because they're monthly pairs. And then there was some news on Union Pacific. Let's go over to dividendinvestor.com, and they have a new dividend pay date, which is December 30th, but I add 1 day. So we're going to put 12/31 on Union Pacific, and it's going to be the same dividend amount there, $1.34. We'll go back up top of the sheet. We can see Union Pacific is still $1.34. But we have their new dividend pay date. So we'll put that in there and we'll resort it. That's what I do is I look these up so I can look up Broadcom. SCHD I know has not announced their new dividend, but I've typed that in, and then what I do is I sort it. See, we're going to see Union Pacific now. It's going to drop down right here. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab that data and we're going to update the sheet. Again, it's going to update these cash flows for monthly, quarterly, annual, as well as the 5 stocks where I bought more shares. So let's go ahead and grab that data from M1. Go to the Holdings tab, and everything on this tab is arranged by the largest holding, which is SCHD at $105,000. And I'll scroll through. You can see what these are with BST, the second. And then the largest individual holding is NVIDIA, but it was not the largest cost base. As you can see, like AbbVie, I've put in a lot more money and have less, and it's because Nvidia has just gone up like crazy, almost 900% for me. Well, AbbVie has done well at 30.5%, even though AbbVie recently dropped a lot because of some bad news on one of their drugs. So we'll just go through this. These are just household names, really, of, things like Costco, McDonald's, and American Express, Pepsi, Home Depot, Starbucks, things like that. And then we'll see what the smallest holding is. It's Lockheed Martin at 856.64. So we're just going to grab everything starting from the name column. And this is how I update my sheet. I just grab it from M1 online and then do a copy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a paste into this sheet right here in the M1 data tab. And again, it's going to update the next new dividends for these 5 companies, as well as the monthly cash flow average. So go ahead and paste that in. Paste special, values only. And then it updates the new shares, cost, and average cost per share. And the only ones changing are just the 5 where I bought more fractional shares. So we'll go back to the dividend portfolio tab. We'll scroll down and we'll go through these one by one. We'll see what the new dividends are going to be 3 months later. These will be paying Hershey's, though, we are past the ex-dividend date, so it's going to be in March where we'll get this new one here. But moving from 10.49 to 10.65, and then McDonald's moving from 13.81 to now 13.93, getting close to $14. And then Waste Management incrementing up from 7.45 to 7.52. And everything that's in green is $10 or above. So I'm trying to get all these, of course, as high as possible, but I'd like to see all of them at above $10, which would be nice. Then Union Pacific from 5.79 to 5.90. And then last up, Pepsi from 16.49 to 16.66. I'm not sure if I went over Waste Management, that one, but yeah, we're up to, 7.52. So we'll take a look at the monthly cash flow average as well as quarterly and annual. We can see those have gone up. We went from 1,171 to now 1,192. We're going to carry this value over to the monthly average dividend tracking tab in just a minute. We can see, though, the quarterly has moved up from 3,512 to 3,575, and then the annual from 12,020.48 to 12,023 even. I'll go ahead and delete those. You can see how just a $100 deposit, it does make a difference in the cash flow average, as well as, of course, adding another $100 in worth to the portfolio. And we're going to take this 1,192 to the monthly average dividend tracking tab. So I track any event, whether it's a buy or a dividend increase or decrease. I log that in this sheet here. I'll probably have to add a new row here, which I do. So we'll click the plus sign. We'll see today is 11/29. And then that value that was 1,192. So we'll type that in here, 1001.92. We can see what we did. We increased the monthly income by 21 cents, and that's going forward every single month and not just a one-time event, and that was because of a $100 deposit. You can see other events like Caterpillar had a dividend drip. It did move the needle much, but it was a penny. And then $100 deposits. And things like Merck had a 5% dividend increase, added 17 cents. And let's see, and that was not even extra money put in. So there's some events where I'm not depositing money and I haven't increased my monthly income, and those two events are dividend increases or drips. And you can see here on the 1st of November, there was a dividend drip with BST and JP Morgan, and it increased my monthly income by $344. So I'm going to have a similar event on Monday because I'm going to have BST and Starbucks as well as a $100 deposit. All those events happening on Monday morning. So let's go on over to the the dividend tracker tab, and I've been doing these videos since January 2021. Here's the portfolio value, $18,700. Dividends paid in January 2021, $37.41. Let's scroll down to more recent, and we're right here at November. And here's the portfolio value rounded to the nearest $100. Again, almost at 280. Here are the dividends received, but we're going to get a lot tomorrow morning. I'll also do a recap video either Saturday or Sunday showing you proof that I've received all the dividends that I have in the month of November. And here's what we have to beat from last year. I think we're going to crush this, the 619.44. We'll handily beat that. And then here's our new average monthly dividend, $1,192. And we've increased that monthly dividend by $6.40 with the deposits and dividend increases and drips. And then here's the month-over-month gain. And then here is the new annual dividend, $12,023. And then here's the annual increase at $76.76. And then deposits, I did a $100 deposit. So we closed out our deposits at $800 for the month. And to close out the video, we're going to go to my total net worth tab here. And this dividend portfolio, this is about 15% of my total net worth. We'll take a look at what the rest of it comprises of. And we can see right here, there we go. At Vanguard, I have an IRA here with just ETFs. You can see VYM, VTI, VX, US. And then take a look at there's a Roth account. And then I have the value here is $7,000. And I also have a taxable brokerage account over at Vanguard. And you can see everything is just in ETFs. We'll get the total value over at Vanguard at $483K. And then over at T-Rowe, I have a 401K. And I put everything into a Fidelity S&P 500 index fund. You can see what that is. Here's the value right now. And then here's my prior employment to my current employer. And you can see the value here. And it's in VU, VTI, SCED, BST. And that value is 722. And here's again, the dividend portfolio at M1 at 279.9. And then here's my 1-year emergency fund over at M1 getting 4.25% interest. And then Synchrony, I have a 6-month emergency fund getting 4.1% interest. And then over at Capital One, here's like a 2 months kind of cushion I put in there for spending, just, paying off my credit card balance, things like that, just my expenses really. And then here's my home value. And then here are liabilities. Here is my current credit card balance, which I pay off in full every month. I'll be paying that off probably within the next week. And I just use these funds, push it over to my checking account, and then pay off the balance. And then here is my other liability, which is my mortgage at 6.25%. And I'm going to try to pay that off quickly as possible. Here's my total net worth, subtracting out those liabilities, which are the credit card balance and my mortgage. Here's the breakdown in stocks, home equity, in cash. And then here is the breakdown in pre-tax or after-tax as well. A lot of people fall into the middle-class trap, and that's having all of your money into your home equity, which you can really do nothing with, and also in your 401k. Or IRA, you can get to them, but it's really hard, or you're going to pay penalties doing that. And that's why I like to see, a good percentage in after tax, which I call freedom. So if something happens, I've got the cash to hold me over for at least 1.5 years right here alone. So that helps me sleep better at night. We can see here is the average monthly dividend of all sources, and that includes interest from savings accounts at $32.96 and 23 cents. So when I'm able to draw or access my IRA, at 59.5, or my 401k, that is what kind of my, monthly dividends are going to be right there, just $32.96, and that's going to grow by the time I can access it. And then here I've been tracking my net worth starting November 2022. You can see how this has just gone up. Some months have gone down, but most have gone up. and we'll be closing out this month really soon at over 1.8 million. You can see how it's gone up quite a bit in just a couple of years of just doing what I'm doing, which is contributing to my 401k. I don't even come close to maxing that out, and just investing into my my taxable brokerage accounts as well, right? Pretty much right here in my 401k is where most of my money is going. So that's all I had to show you for this video, and that was what I bought this week. Again, we'll go over that again, the 5 buys. You can see what they were: Union Pacific, Pepsi, Waste Management, McDonald's, and Hershey's. Let me know in the comments below what you bought to close out the week and what you think about these picks. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video. If you get value from the video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Again, my next video is going to be a recap of my monthly dividends for November, and I get those final 2 tomorrow to close it out. Then I can do that video. So I'll do that either tomorrow or Sunday. And then on Monday, I'll do another buy video, and that'll be based upon my allocations within my portfolio. And I know where they're going to be going to. They'll be going within this portfolio, or this slice, the dividend portfolio, because it's underweighted by 0.2%, but we'll see where it goes. So thanks again, everybody, for sticking to the end. I hope everyone has a